Hello, I'm Michelle Daniels, and welcome to this webinar, a special edition of my podcast Heart to Heart, Unforgettable Conversations with Remarkable Characters. The new frontier of AI opens up possibilities for exploring ideas that would otherwise be impossible in the real world, and that's exactly what we do in this podcast. But this episode is different. Not only because it is a webinar rather than my usual podcast, but also because it focuses on reality rather than fiction. A hard reality. The reality of memory loss due to Alzheimer's disease. What led me to this topic was a website I discovered called The Memory Helpers, which you can explore for yourself at thememoryhelpers.com. The website describes the memory helpers as tools to help remember when memory forgets. I was so fascinated by what I found on this website that I wanted to devote an entire webinar to sharing it with you. These memory-helping tools are still being developed, and once they're ready, they could be a breakthrough for helping people with memory challenges. So, if I've piqued your interest, and certainly if you know someone dealing with memory challenges, this webinar could open a new frontier for you and for those who are precious to you. Now, let's meet the Memory Helpers.
I can't find the paper towels. Where are they?
The paper towels are on the kitchen counter right behind you.
Where are you going? When will you be home?
I'm just going to get the mail and I'll be right back.
We're out of paper towels. I just saw them. I know we have them. Where are they? Where are the paper towels?
If that moment felt familiar, you're not alone. For so many families, it's not just one question, it's the same question, again and again. And each time, you answer it with patience, even when it's hard, even when you're tired. This webinar is called The Memory Helpers, Tools That Remember When Memory Can't. And in our time together today, I'll walk you through the kind of moment we just saw, what makes it so difficult to resolve, and how tools like these can help bring clarity to those moments as they happen. Before we go further, I want to begin somewhere more personal. Families navigating memory change are doing something extraordinary every day. As the care partner, you're trying to be patient, because you've already answered the question, and now it's being asked again, and again. And in that moment, something starts to build. You feel it. You're telling yourself to stay calm, to be kind, to just answer it one more time. But underneath that, there's frustration, there's exhaustion, and a feeling you don't always say out loud, I don't know how many more times I can do this. And for the person asking, struggling so hard to get that memory back, there's something just as real. A sense that something simple should be clear, but isn't. A moment of uncertainty that doesn't resolve. And those feelings, they're real. Real for both of you. No one is doing anything wrong. There's no one to blame, even though in the moment it can feel that way. The tools you will soon learn about grew out of listening to families like these and asking, what if there were a way to support memory in a way that also supports the person giving the answer and gives them some relief from having to repeat it again and again? Because when memory becomes more difficult, three very human needs begin to emerge. First, the mind still needs engagement and stimulation. Just as the body benefits from movement, the mind benefits from activity, especially activity connected to personal memories, stories, and experiences. Second, families need a way to hold on to the important details of daily life, the names, routines, locations, and moments that make up a person's world, so that information isn't lost when memory struggles to retrieve it. And third, there are moments, like the one we just saw, when a person simply needs an answer or reassurance, when someone else isn't nearby, or when they are, but they're tired and need support. That's how the Memory Helpers website and the memory helping tools can help. If we go back to the Memory Helpers website, we can see that one of the memory helpers is called the Memory Finder. The website describes the Memory Finder as a personalized source of answers to questions that a loved one asks. The answers are quick, responsive, and easy to use, working even when the loved one isn't there. And the Memory Finder reduces repetition and eases frustration. With that in mind, let's go back to that question we heard earlier. Where are the paper towels? It's a simple question, but the challenge isn't the question. It's that the answer doesn't stay. The answer is given, and then it's gone from memory. And that's what leads to the repetition. What the Memory Finder does is change how that moment is handled. Instead of relying on someone else to provide the answer again and again, the answer is available in the Memory Finder, right when it's needed, clearly, simply. So that same question, where are the paper towels, doesn't have to be answered over and over again by the care partner. It can be found easily, right there, in the moment. Let's see how the Memory Finder works. Tanya is at home. She has a simple question. She types, "Where is my medicine?" And instantly the answer appears. It's in your pill organizer on the kitchen table. Clear, familiar, something she can use right away. That's what the Memory Finder is designed to do. Here's another example. Samuel types, "Where are the paper towels?" Again, an instant answer from the Memory Finder. In the cabinet under the sink. The Memory Finder answers the question in the moment it's asked, no matter how many times that same question is asked, making it just a little easier on the care partner. To take just a bit of the pressure off. But what if typing isn't an option? What if the computer skills just aren't there, or the moment feels too overwhelming? That's where the next memory helper comes in. It's called the Memory Partner, and instead of waiting for something to be typed, it listens. It hears the question, and it responds, softly, warmly, patiently, like a trusted companion in the room. Let's look at how the Memory Partner works. What you're about to see brings several ideas together in one place. A friendly face, a voice you can talk with, and a companion who understands the life and the people that matter most. What if someone experiencing memory challenges could simply talk the way we all naturally do and receive help in that moment? Not from a search engine, not from a generic voice assistant, but from a companion designed to draw from the information their family has chosen to include. Someone who knows their family, their routines, and the people who care about them. That idea became another one of the memory helpers called the Memory Partner. The Memory Partner is something quite new. It's a conversational companion you can both hear and see. So, the conversation becomes personal, reassuring, and grounded in the details of their own life. Meet Grace.
It's good to be here. I'm Grace. I'm here to be a calm, steady presence, someone who can listen, answer questions, and offer a bit of gentle guidance along the way. In a moment, you'll see me with Tanya. She's at home and a question comes up, and we'll take it one step at a time. Hi, Tanya. It's nice to see you today. How can I help?
I can't find my sister. Where is she? When will she be back?
Your sister Yolanda is at the bank and getting gas. She'll be back right before lunch.
What's my granddaughter's name again?
Your granddaughter's name is Maya.
When is her birthday?
Maya's birthday is April 14th, Tanya. She'll be turning 9 this year.
Where is my medicine? I can't find it.
Yolanda already put your medicine on the kitchen counter right by your red cup.
Yolanda isn't here. Should I go find her?
No, Tanya. Stay home and wait for her. Yolanda wants to be sure you're safe. She'll be home soon. Please tell me you will stay home until Yolanda gets back.
I'll stay here, I promise. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm right here with you. Let me know if you need anything else.
In this moment, Grace helps Tanya understand when her sister Yolanda will be home, while also gently guiding her to stay safe and wait for her return. By providing familiar information and calm reassurance, the memory partner can help reduce anxiety and support safer decisions when memory challenges arise, even when the care partner is away. Now, let's talk about the third memory helper. It's called the memory player. Here's how it works. What if brain engagement felt like a favorite game show created from the person's own life? The third memory helper, the memory player, turns personal memories into simple, friendly questions that can be experienced together. Each question is built from real-life events, replacing generic brain games, even crossword puzzles, or solitary card games into meaningful, personal moments. The memory player is a simple game built from the person's own life story. Here we see Hal and Margaret playing together. The memory player draws from Hal's life story and presents a memory from their past, the night they first met. Hal and Margaret read the question together on the screen. Hal then looks over the 4 possible answers and chooses the one that matches what he remembers from that moment in his life. And once Hal makes his choice, the memory player responds right away. It gently lets him know whether the answer is correct, then reminds him of the story behind that moment, helping him reconnect with the memory and bring the experience back to life. Each time the game is played, the number of rounds can be set by the loved one and the care partner, so the activity can be as short or as long as they like. And as the game moves from one memory to the next, the memory player can continue to present new questions or repeated questions as gentle reminders. In this way, the experience becomes both enjoyable and meaningful, supporting the kind of mental stimulation that helps keep memory recall active. And because the questions come from real moments in a person's life, the memory player often becomes an experience couples and families enjoy together, sharing smiles and rediscovering the stories that matter most. When I first discovered this website, I thought I was simply going to take a look at a set of tools, but what I found was something much more meaningful. What you've seen today isn't just technology, it's something much more personal than that, because every one of these moments, every question answered, every memory gently brought back into reach, begins in one place, a life story. Let me show you what that looks like. Hal and Margaret worked together to build Hal's life story, and one of the moments they captured was the night Margaret met him. It was 1968, a university dance. She almost didn't go. A friend convinced her at the last minute, and there he was, standing off to the side, a little unsure of himself, until he finally walked over and asked her to dance. Let's take a look as they share that special story.
Well, I remember meeting Margaret at a college dance at the University of Illinois. I went with my roommate, Jerry. He was the one who convinced me to go that night. I remember standing there talking with him when I noticed Margaret across the room. She was standing with a couple of her friends, and I guess I must have been staring a little too long, because Jerry nudged me and said, "Hal, stop gawking already and go ask her to dance." So I finally worked up the courage and walked over and asked her, and she said yes. We danced once, and then later that evening I asked her again. I remember thinking on the way home that night that I really hoped I'd see her again.
That's exactly how I remember it. I was there with my roommate Linda and a friend of ours named Carol. We were just standing there talking when Hal came over and asked if I'd like to dance. Linda leaned over and whispered to me, "You should say yes. He seems like a nice guy." So I did. And I remember at one point while we were dancing, Hal accidentally stepped on my foot. We both laughed, but I could tell he was really embarrassed. I thought he might be so embarrassed that he wouldn't ask me to dance again. So I did something a little bold. I gave him a quick kiss on the cheek and told him it was okay. And after that, well, he asked me to dance again. And I guess you could say I haven't stopped kissing him since.
Well, that's because I haven't stopped stepping on her feet whenever we dance.
It's a simple moment, but it matters, because from that one story, a question can be created in the memory player. Where did Margaret meet Hal? And more than that same moment becomes something the memory partner can draw from, something the memory finder can access, something that can gently return in conversation. It all comes from there. That's what makes the memory helpers different. They aren't off-the-shelf tools. They are built, step by step, around that special person. Right now, the training to build the life story is available, showing you exactly how to capture and structure it with care. And the Get Instant Access button is really a doorway. It opens to the life story training that's available today and to everything that's coming next. As each new Memory Helper training is released, it will appear there, ready when you are. And if you're not quite ready to begin, but you'd like to stay informed as this continues to unfold, that's the place I would start. At the beginning, I shared that I've had the chance to sit with some remarkable voices with fascinating stories and whose perspectives stay with you long after the conversation ends. What struck me here is that the Memory Helpers takes that idea a step further. It brings those kinds of moments into everyday life, into the quiet questions, the repeated questions, the moments that can be frustrating or tender or easily lost. And it offers a way to meet those moments with understanding, with patience, and with something that feels familiar. And if you've enjoyed this kind of conversation, this way of exploring what's possible and what matters, I'd love for you to join me on Heart to Heart, Unforgettable Conversations with Remarkable Characters. Just search for it on YouTube. We'll all be there waiting for you. Because at the center of all of it, whether it's a conversation or, like some of the moments you saw on this website, it's about a special connection that we all share, and the chance to hold on to what matters most. And that's our guided tour of the Memory Helpers website. Now it's time to explore the memory helping tools for yourself, whether you are the one dealing with memory challenges, the care partner supporting the one you love, or the practitioner who would like to know more about providing these services to those in need. Everything we've talked about is right here, waiting for you to discover. And be sure to come back often to find out when each of the memory tools will be available. I'm Michelle Daniels, and on behalf of everyone wanting to keep our memories with us, thank you.